All right, thanks, guys. We are once again coming off a 4-1 day yesterday on my Patreon website. It's going to put us at 11-2 in our last 13 extra daily picks on that site. Of course, the extra daily pick is a package that I offer, which is just $2.99 through the end of the month. We're also currently 7-1 with a push in our last 9 board member package plays on that site as well. A lot of great info, guys. A lot of winners over the past week. We are red hot right now in a bunch of different categories. At least go ahead and check out my record for free right on the homepage. That won't cost you anything. All you have to do is click the link in the description section below. That is patreon.com/BrockPage. Before we get started, just want to apologize, everybody, for the later uploads in the day. I know you guys want your free content bright and early as soon as you wake up. So I apologize. Hopefully I'll get this free content that you don't pay for out a lot earlier for you. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about this free content that you don't pay for. Beggars are choosers. All right, let's go ahead. No, I got to do a better job. Got to get up at 4 o'clock every single day. I haven't taken a day off since 2016. I even uploaded on our honeymoon.
You did every day.
Yeah, not good enough. Got to do better. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get into our Sunday slate of games. I only actually have one game that I'm covering that is on our big screen in the back, but we do have a bunch of smaller schools and some games of interest, so let's go ahead and dive into it. I'm actually going to begin with LaSalle taking on Duquesne, and that's going to be a 2 o'clock Eastern tip-off in that matchup. Duquesne is -9.5, total at 134. We did see a half a point fade of Duquesne and movement upward on the total. They open as the 10-point favorite, down to -9.5. Total open 133 up to 134. 53% are leaning LaSalle, 54% shaded toward the over. And right now the Explorers are plus $4 on the money line. Just as a point of interest, this game's actually being played in the PPG Paints Arena, which is where the Penguins play. So I thought, I'd include that. But anyway, LaSalle, they are 7-3 against the spread away from home this year, doing very good, doing a very good job covering the number when traveling. Good for 70% against the spread away from home. Meanwhile, Duquesne on the other side, losers of their last 3 straight. They also failed to cover the point spread in 4 out of their last 5. Now, Duquesne is 7-2 to the under in their last 9. I'm going to lean LaSalle plus 9.5 and the under 134 in that game. Next matchup, Marist taking on Canisius, 2 o'clock Eastern tip-off in that matchup. Canisius is -7.5, total at 130 and a hook. We did see a 1-point fade of Canisius and movement downward on the total. They opened as the 8.5-point favorite, down to -7.5. Total open 132, down to 130 and a hook. 61% are leaning Marist, 52% shaded toward the over. Are you heading up now? Love you. I'll be up when I'm done with this. Are you just going to be cooking all day and stuff? I might go to the gym, actually, beforehand. And I'll be really hungry for the Super Bowl party. I'll just eat all the food. That'd be great.
I love you.
All right, love you. All right, where was I? Marist taking on Canisius, 2 o'clock Eastern tip-off. Canisius opened 8.5, down to -7.5. Total open 132, down to 130 and a hook. 61% are leaning Marist, 52% on the over. Right now, Marist is plus 275 on the money line. Marist really struggling on the road this year. Losers of 8 out of their 11 road games. They're also averaging just 56 points per contest on the road, and they're shooting just 36% from the field on the road as well. Canisius, on the other side, they successfully covered the number in 4 out of their last 6. They're also shooting 48% from the field on their home court, doing a very good job shooting the ball. Now, total-wise, Canisius, 60% to the over in their last 10, 5-3 to the over at home. Meanwhile, Marist, 4-3 to the over in their last 7. I'm going to lean toward the home chalk in this one. Give me Canisius -7.5 and the over 130 and a hook in that game. And I'm going to slide my next matchup. It is going to be Northern Kentucky taking on Wisconsin, Milwaukee, 2 o'clock Eastern tip-off in that game. The Norse of Northern Kentucky, they are -4, total at 139. Northern Kentucky opened as the 5-point favorite, down to -4. Total open at 138.5, up to 139. 65% are leaning Northern Kentucky, 66% on the over. Right now, Milwaukee's plus $1.60 on the money line. Now, Milwaukee's just 10-12 straight up on the year. They're shooting just 40% from the field on their home court. That is not very good. Now, Northern Kentucky, winners of 6 out of their last 7. They also went 6-1 against the spread in those 7 games. They're 8-4 against the spread away from home. They also rank in the top 45 in points allowed on the road. Northern Kentucky is just giving up 66 points per contest away from home. Meanwhile, their opponents are shooting just 41% from the field and 28% from downtown in that category. Now, total-wise, Northern Kentucky, 4-3 to the over in their last 7. Wisconsin, Milwaukee, 70% to the over in their last 10. 6-3 to the over at home. I'm going to lean Northern Kentucky -4 and the over 139 in that game. All right, guys, before we go ahead and move on, just want to take a quick timeout and welcome you to the show. Got some lines and personal leans out for Sunday's college basketball action. Happy Sunday to you. Happy Super Bowl Sunday to you. Hopefully you guys have some good plans here today. Let me know in the comments section below what you have planned here for today for the Super Bowl. Now, before we go ahead and move on, just want to quickly remind you once again to check me out on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage. Once again, we're coming off a 4-1 day on that website yesterday. Good for 80% for a Saturday. We're 11-2 in our last 13 extra daily picks. The extra daily pick is a package that I offer that is $2.99 through the end of the month. We're also 7-1 with a push in our last 9 board member package plays. Patreon.com/BrockPage. That is where you can locate all of that information. All right, next matchup, it is going to be Wright State taking on Wisconsin Green Bay. 2 o'clock Eastern tip-off in that matchup there. Wright State is -4.5 total at 163. We saw a half a point move toward Wright State and movement upward on the total. They open as the 4-point favorite up to -4.5. Total open 161.5 up to 163. 64% are leaning Wright State, 53% on the over. Right now, Wisconsin Green Bay is plus $1.90 on the money line. Now, Green Bay has failed to cover the point spread in 8 out of their last 9 at home. They're giving up 80 points per contest. Wright State on the other side, 9-1 straight up in their last 10. They're also 7-1 straight up on the road. This Wright State team ranks in the top 15 in the country in scoring on average per game. They're also in the top 10 in offensive rebounding. Total-wise, Wright State 60% to the over in their last 10. Green Bay 5-2 to the over in their last 7. I'm going to lean Wright State -4.5 and the over 163 in that game. All right, next matchup. It is going to be actually on our board behind us. It is Utah taking on UCLA, 3 o'clock Eastern tip-off. UCLA's -4 total, 137. We saw a 1-point move toward UCLA and movement downward on the total. The Bruins open as the 3-point favorite, up to -4. Total open 140 down to 137. 51% are leaning Bruins, 61% on the over. Right now, Utah is plus 165 on the money line. Now, UCLA is averaging 69 points per contest. That is it. They're also shooting just 29% from downtown on their home court. They are 8-4 to the over on their home court as well. I'm going to lean toward the road dog in this one. Give me Utah +4 and the over 137 in that game. All right, next and final matchup for the show, it is going to be Siena taking on St. Peter's, 4 o'clock Eastern tip-off. Siena open 1.5 up to -2. Total open 132 down to 131. 59% are leaning St. Pete's, 51% on the under. And right now, St. Pete's is plus $1.15 on the money line. Now, if you like St. Peter's in this matchup here, and if you've been betting them all year long, they've been covering machines. They're 13-6 against the spread overall for the year. They're giving up just 64 points per contest, and their opponents are shooting just 39% from the field. Now, Siena on the other side, losers of 9 out of their last 10 on the road. They also covered just 30% of their games in those 10 road games. They're allowing 76 points per contest away from home. They are 5-2 to the under in their last 7. Meanwhile, 7 out of St. Pete's last 9 games did stay under the number as well. So with all that said and done, I'm going to lean toward the home dog in this one. Give me St. Peter's +2 and the under 131 in that game. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Once again, don't forget to check me out on Patreon. But most importantly, guys, I got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. Happy Super Bowl Sunday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage.